Welcome to the DLG Podcast. I'm Bobby.
I'm Nick.
I'm Amanda.
And I'll be enjoying this like the rest of you, like a casual listener, because I didn't play shit. And these people have mile longs of different games that they played. So I'm going to sit back, relax, and come in with occasional racism.
Okay.
Yeah.
I realized I accidentally put I guess Discord changed the way that they do their layout. When someone's sharing the screen, you have multiple cameras. So I had to spend a while reconfiguring everything here for the stream. And I realized I accidentally put Christian up instead of Nick. Or something happened to where you guys switched places.
Wow.
There we go.
So I'm fixing that right now. I'm just going to be a little distracted here. But
goodbye, everyone.
It's been a pretty exciting week, I'd say. We had the Steam Fest, Next Fest, I guess they're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of demos out there. We had Elden Ring, Warhammer, a lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff to talk about, so let's just get right into it. Let's start with On the Radar, so games that have come to our attention. The one I'm going to start with is called MageQuit. And this game came out a while ago. And I saw it on the Steam page, and the name kind of stood out to me. I was like, oh, that's kind of a clever name. And it's one of those brawler games, which there was a really popular one a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, that everybody was playing. It was $20. It was early access. I cannot remember the name of it.
2-player teams, right? Maybe 3-player teams. 2v2.
I don't think so. Or I think there was a 2v2 mode, but I think there was like...
That's the way I remembered it. But anyway.
Yeah, but everybody was playing it. And it was a really popular genre. It was like a battle royale MOBA, but really, it was just brawler. There was no like lanes or creeps or anything like that. And that's kind of what MageQuit is. So you've got a bunch of wizards, 12 wizards in a duel. They fight each other. When you kill one, your beard gets longer. And then you just fight down to the last man. So it's an interesting idea, but I looked at this game. It came out in 2019, and, you know, a game like this requires a lot of people to be playing. You know, you got to queue up and have people to play against. So I scrolled down to see how many people were playing this game, and not nearly enough. 43 people playing right now.
No.
Yeah.
When did it come out?
2019.
Oh.
Yeah, so...
Do they braid the beard when it gets to a certain length? Because that would be pretty great. Just a little tail.
I don't know.
That's the detail they were missing. That's why they're at 43.
That's right. All right.
No braids?
Still pretty epic, though. You know what I mean? When you beat somebody, your beard grows in length. That's pretty sick.
I like it.
I like that, too.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool idea, but, you know, tragically, it looks like nobody's playing this game.
Bobby, it's like you introduced us to, or you told us about a cool friend you had and then told us that he was dead.
Or
We're like,
imaginary.
I'm hanging out with this dude.
He died last
He's
week.
awesome. He knows about everything. Yeah. Where can we need him? He's 6 feet under. All right.
Yes, this game is probably 6
What a
feet
bummer,
under.
Bobby.
Now, if anyone can remember what that game was called, because I was like searching for it for a while and could not find it. So if you know what that game is that we're referring to, please let us know.
It was a hero arena game, right? Yeah, the different heroes.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
top down.
Top down.
And you had abilities. They're like power-ups around.
I remember
the map.
two-man team, 2v2, I thought it was. But
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge.
it's because we talked about it. It hit during a time that there was no action that month, you know, and it was like the best game that month. So just everybody.
Well,
playing.
I mean, I was deep into HOTS at this time. I was playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm, and I remember it was the game that all of those guys would play in between rounds when they were waiting in queues, because the queues would be very long, and you always had to have a game that you'd pull up and play in between, and that was the game all the streamers were playing. God. No, it is not Minion Masters.
I don't know. I did my best. The game you mentioned had an update on February 24th. It's so sad not to see people playing after like developers continue to put time into a game. It's
Yeah.
sad.
Daize, what do you got?
For On the Radar, I've got Knights and Bikes. One of my friends that I play Arc with is the one that brought it to my attention. It seems to be kind of like kind of the same co-op play of It Takes Two, but you're like riding around on bikes and figuring stuff out with your friend, and it's supposed to be like a coming of age story and solving puzzles and kind of working together, and like it seems cute and fun.
Dude,
and I'd
the
like to
art
play
is
it with a person,
great.
and the art is really cool. Yeah, I think
Looks
the
like
art's
a
fun and
finger painting or something. I don't know.
it's very crafty looking, which I like a lot. Yeah, and it's supposed to be a really, really good story as well.
Cool. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
That's
Nice.
what was the name? Knights and Bikes.
Knights and bikes.
The
Yeah.
subtext of almost every game should be slaps and beans now. Knights and Bikes. It's slaps and beans,
And
right?
you're slapping a bag of milk outside of a bag of milk, hopefully, or maybe inside. I don't know.
All right. How much is this game? $20?
$19.99. Yeah.
It's worth it for just the art.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a fun one to sit with a friend and go through. You know.
Kind of reminds me of those Trick or Treat games by Double Fine. Can't remember what they're called. God, my
I
mind
wonder
is
how
shot
long
today.
it is.
Costume Quest?
Yeah, Costume Quest. Yeah,
Ooh.
1 and 2.
All right. I guess I'll talk about Core Keeper. It's a mining game from 1 to 8 players, co-op, and I was like, oh, is this kind of like a Deep Rock Galactic from a different perspective? But I think it's a little more on the Stardew Valley side of things. But there are bosses, there are mobs, but it's a lot of exploring and then using what you found to build up bases, I think, and get all that powered up. So it's like crafting survival, but you're all working together and you have a goal, which is nice because that's a lot of times, when you say what's Stardew Valley really about, you're like, oh, it's about a lot of things. It doesn't have a focal point. And this it's just like keep going down, So anyway, look good to me. That's about it. It's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
Coming out
Yeah, it does
in
kind of like a
March.
multiplayer Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it's Core Keeper.
That's cool.
All right, Nick, what you got?
I got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It got announced today. It was really how do I say this? Like unexpected by everyone and their mom, because Pokemon games don't come out like Call of Duties. They don't come out every year. This one was just announced out of the blue. And we had Pokemon Arceus, and then we had Sword and Shield a year and a half ago, or a year ago. And this one seems to be set in like a Spanish or Italian region. We have 3 new starter Pokemon and a bunch of, we have a new region and a bunch of other new Pokemon, and people are excited. So
That's cool.
Nothing, no more information on it, just a trailer. So,
Interesting.
it's coming out this year.
Does this trailer show any gameplay?
No.
No, it's like a teaser.
It shows the engine, but no like battle gameplay.
So Nick, only one company ever always has the rights to Pokemon. That's it. That's just how it is, huh?
Yeah, it's the
Pretty sure.
Pokemon company owns the rights to it, and they always give it to Game Freak. They're the only ones that make the games.
Man, I mean, all right. I guess they're like a little bit better than average, right? The games usually. I think we looked them up the other day.
Yeah, but it's like, for example, people like the battle system of Arceus, and people are already poo-pooing on this game, even though they don't know what the battle system is like already.
Oh, I did have one other thing. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you were done. Street Fighter 6 also got announced. Well, the teaser
Oh,
trailer.
yeah, that's right.
Teaser trailer
Yeah, they had
came
a
out.
teaser trailer.
I mean, it's 2 seconds is off. It's not very good either. And people were making fun of the logo, that you could buy that logo on like Photoshop or something, like, or one of those, wherever you can get canned images. Yeah, that it's on there. That is on there already for like $50. They just turned the S to like a
Your
D to an
NFTs.
F. Yeah, it's just a placeholder. Let's hope. But anyway,
I love the one where it's like they're talking about Ryu, and it's like, get you a man that looks like he swallowed a bus.
Yeah, dude, he's like 7 feet wide now. I don't know, dude. My whole thing with Street Fighter, I'm really 5. They're just cartoonishly muscular, I think the Alpha series had the best art. Anyway,
All right. This Means Warp is coming out very soon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it had a demo before, but it has a demo now. I don't know if that's part of the Steam Next Fest, and that's the reason it has a demo, but that's probably something I'm going to be checking out this week. So I just wanted to put this on the radar just to put it out there for anyone else interested in this game. Probably going to be checking out the demo. Would love to play some multiplayer. We talked about This Means Warp before. It's a multiplayer FTL, basically.
Yeah. What sounds even better than that?
Yeah.
The only way they could fail here is if they fuck up the mechanics. It's all there for you. Just don't fuck it up, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wonder if the demo's multiplayer. Usually that's not the case, though.
I would think so. You know, there's another demo I played that I'll talk about later that is they only had the multiplayer part of it open. during the
Interesting.
demo. Yeah.
Nice. So something that has nothing to do with space, but seems to be just as kind of co-op-y multiplayer as that is on the radar. I've got Perfect Heist 2. To me, I think this is also
I had this up there like
fantastic.
3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
but go ahead.
shoot. Well, I was gonna say like this seems like such a fun and funny classic like game night kind of game. I
Yep.
believe it's around 7 to 10 people. I might be mixing that up with Deduction, which is also very similar in the sense that it's like some people are obviously just like with Among Us, some people are sus and some are not. The thing with Perfect Heist 2 that I think is cool though is that it's really kind of hard to tell who is there to heist, especially in the beginning because you look like just a normal dude. And so I don't know. It seems really hilarious and awesome. I love the idea that you can kind of work with each other, and I didn't know you can ride a horse to escape. That's great, and that's cool too that you can create your own levels and stuff to kind of have that. And it seems like it's going to be really fun with a group of friends, especially if you can get a good group to commit to making a level and then playing it with each other.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome when I was reading about how if you put off right, even the players won't know that you stole the stuff. Like you can actually sneak past them. I mean, at least that's the way that it's put on there. But then once things go loud, I guess it turned into a PvP. But I don't know.
But I think that's fun though. Yeah,
I
it's
was
like
pretty
half
high on this.
stealth in
Yeah.
the beginning, and then it turns into like your shoot 'em out, like first person shooter and stuff. That would be awesome.
What was the game
that
that we
is what it
played,
looks like. It
Bobby?
looks fun.
Hidden in Plain Sight. That's what it's called, right?
The party game?
Yeah, that party game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it had some components like this. There was like the one where you're an assassin and you look like everybody else, and it's up to the sniper to kill the person. Yeah, it's fun as shit. These but then again, you're also extremely fucking good at these days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love these, dude. Yeah, these kind of games are great. Like I said, the kind of Among Us, and honestly, we can move right into the next one because Deduction is just like this, and just like kind of deducing of who's the sus one. It's very similar with that as well. Deduction, and like I said, similar to the Heist. With Deduction, though, you're kind of working with each other, and like to complete tasks, and it's a lot like Among Us and the code and stuff. You're kind of figuring out these puzzles and stuff, and
But
and firing people by throwing them out the window. Like, I think it looks hilarious. Me and Sniper were supposed to play this, I think, yesterday, but dude, oh my god, I went down such a VR hole because I bought VR, the Oculus Quest 2, and just if I could just hook my body up like in the Matrix and just play VR for like the next 2 years, I'd be a pretty happy person. But Deduction is free, unlike the VR set. So that's what's nice, and especially in comparison to the Heist 2, is that at least Deduction is completely free. So we should definitely at least all try that one.
This one reminds me of that meme where they're at the office and they're talking, and then the guy gets thrown out the window at the end every time. It looks exactly like that. Like they're all just standing around. All right. But it does look a lot like a heist. What is it? Heist? Something Heist?
Perfect Heist.
Perfect Heist
Perfect
2.
Heist 2.
Yeah. Yep. Not to be mistaken with Inside a Bag of Milk.
That's right. Or outside the bag of milk. We
Now,
never
it does
know.
look like there's over 200 people playing Deduction. However, only 9 people playing Perfect Heist 2.
Oof.
So,
Well, one costs money,
And the
other
other's
one
free.
is free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All
you can
right.
launch people out of windows in this one, dude. I don't think you can do that out of a bank window in the
Yeah,
perfect
that's-
heist too. You know,
I would say
It's a bonus.
I'd say those 200 people are all Russian, but I think they're a little busy right now. Chris,
Oof.
Chris, you got something?
So last week,
Oh,
the Kirby commercial, we couldn't find it. I think, I listened to the whole thing. I think it's worth everyone listening to it. So I'm just gonna play it here.
The whole commercial.
This is the
It's 30
Nintendo
seconds or so.
commercial for the first Kirby game from
Wow.
the early 90s. Yeah.
Answering the question, who and what is Kirby? So yeah, let's.
Behind the flabby facade, a physical powerhouse, a street fighter, a weapons expert. He's whatever the situation demands. In Kirby's adventure, evil King Dedede's stolen Dreamland's dreams. Now Kirby's fighting to get them back, level by nightmarish level. That's Kirby. He's cute. Till you cross him, then he's one tough cream puff.
And there's the line at the end. One tough cream.
tough cream puff.
I
This
never thought of
commercial's so
Kirby this
great,
way.
too. Yeah.
I'm very confused that it was ever marketed. He's like holding like a gun. Like Kirby doesn't shoot guns ever.
No, he
That's
does
America for you,
duel
man.
with a sword, though. That part is accurate.
True.
This commercial, you really have to see it to get the full effect. If you look up Kirby's Adventure NES commercial, then
Oh,
you'll find it. But
Listen,
You won't
guys.
regret it. It's very funny.
Listen, every fucking boardroom meeting in the 80s was fueled by cocaine. So they were like, "What are we? There's a pink round guy. How are we going to sell this to Americans? Toughen them up."
One tough cream
Yeah.
puff. He wields swords and sucks his enemies.
But not that way.
Not like that, because he's a tough cream puff.
And he's not that kind of cream puff. Because
Wow.
it's the 80s.
I mean, video game like
Derogatory.
marketing campaigns were always super weird. Like,
Yeah.
you get about 10 years out from any video game marketing campaign, and it just looks really, really strange.
I think what they were hiring, they were hiring ad agencies from that are used to doing movies, products, stuff like that. None of those people in those boardrooms ever played a video game before, and so they hire these madmen or whatever, and then they're like, I don't know what to do with this, and they just fucking put out some weird shit.
The James
I mean,
Cameron for
I feel like it
everybody
worked back
explosion.
in the day, but it's just weird when you look at it now,
True.
Like Super Nintendo had their motto was "Play it loud." They'd say that. Was that Super Nintendo or was that PlayStation? I think it was Super Nintendo. And then the Sega commercials would always yell with someone yelling like "Sega" at the end. You
Yeah.
remember those ones?
Sega!
Yeah, I remember like the extreme everything was really
Music, no
blowing up around then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the '90s. Everything was
Yeah.
extreme.
Everything was extreme.
Yeah, everything.
Extreme wedgies.
Because everybody blew out their eardrums in the 80s.
Yeah, there was those Crash Bandicoot commercials. Remember where the guy would dress up in the Crash Bandicoot outfit and he'd
this
like get
foam
the
one.
megaphone and like yell.
Those were
at-
good. I
Yeah.
love those.
Oh, yeah. He came back for the new Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I think they brought that back. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, this stuff was so weird. All right.
Crazy. Yeah.
Anyway,
What's Heroes Hour?
Heroes Hour is one of the demos that I was going to play this week, but didn't get around to it because I played so many demos. But this is one of the games that I will probably be checking out this week. It's kind of weird. So the Steam Fest, I started looking into that and I started going through the games, and there were so many of them where I was interested in checking them out. I started like downloading, like, oh, that looks good, and I had to at a certain point just stop doing that because I had too many games to go through. But it was just weird that there was just so many things that looked interesting. This
Sounds
is,
like the greatest problem anybody's ever had.
Yeah, for
I guess,
real.
until you play the game, then maybe they're not so great. I mean, I'll tell you about a few that I played this week, but this one is like an RPG co-op auto battler. And what I ended up doing when I was going through these Steam Fest games was I just said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go look at the strategy section. I don't care about the RPG or the first-person shooter. Let's just narrow it down a bit because there's too many. And I saw a lot of them under the strategy section listed as an auto battler. And I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I got a feeling that means you just kind of set up your characters are configure them in a certain way, and then they do the fighting themselves. So I don't know. We'll see what this game turns out to be. But
I played this, and Card the Ape told me this is like 8-bit Total War, and that's like exactly what it was. Just a really simplified version of a Total War game.
really,
For the
okay.
and really fun. I was like, okay, I need to stop playing this because I don't know. Do you guys feel guilty? You're like having so much fun playing this free demo for like hours, and you're like, wait,
No, I do
I'm
not
either
feel
going to ruin
guilty
this
about
game for
that.
myself. No guilt. No
How
guilt.
much is this game?
I don't think it has a price yet.
The
Oh,
demo
because
is
it's not
free?
out. It's coming out by the time this episode airs. It'll be out March 1st. So, yeah, we'll see how much it is then. But
I'd be fine paying like $20 for this game. There's so much depth. I mean, it looks so simple, but
yeah, the graphics are, it's pixelated graphics, old school graphics, but it looks like there's a lot going on with this, and it looks very large scale, these battles. So, I don't know. I was very interested in this one.
Well, speaking,
I thought it was a fucking a take on Loop Hero when I first saw it because similar graphics, that like really minimal.
Well, even the logo,
yeah,
the font and the text that they use, it looks like Loop Hero.
does look similar to that.
It's pretty
But-
cool though.
sorry, I
think it-
stepped on your segue, Days.
It's all good. I was gonna say, just like the massive thing that inspired people to compare to this, Total Warhammer. Yeah, I totally fucked up that segue. It's okay.
Jesus Christ.
I tried. Our game of the week, this week and the previous week was Total War Warhammer 3. And on Thursdays, we have like an event through our Discord, which you can find our Discord on dlgaming.net. Or I think in the show notes too, we always have the link. But if you join our Discord, they've got the event. We'll make a nice little fun voice channel just for the event on Thursdays to keep playing Total War Warhammer 3. Come with a good internet connection, though.
So
Yeah, so what's the story?
So yeah, to elaborate this to elaborate on this a little bit further, Total War Warhammer is a game that nerfs everyone else's computers based off of the lowest specs on of the person that is playing with everyone else.
This is why communism doesn't work, guys.
So the way it works is that if everyone has great computer and one person has a terrible computer, everyone else's game slows down to compensate for that. And it kind of sucks. 'Cause not to be that guy, because when we first started playing, we all got excited. We all got into our first battle. We did the first charge, and then like all the animations started happening. And
Slideshow.
Slideshow.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck? And then like after that, every turn took extra long.
Also, that battle neck, I think it's worth mentioning, was like 5 units or something. It was the tiniest battle.
Yeah.
Now, is this a problem with somebody's internet connection or somebody's
No, their
graphics
hardware.
card?
It's the hardware.
Okay.
So,
But Nick-
So
are you able
once-
to identify which person that is?
Oh,
I mean,
It was
based
pretty
by
quick,
asking.
Yeah, it was pretty
Well, yeah, you have to ask though. You wouldn't know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but you know everybody you're
You
playing
can
with.
use deduction.
Who's not being invited to next Thursday is what I'm asking.
we can't say it out loud, but they know who they are.
They're
Do
not
they-
coming.
Do they, dude? They should have showed up in the first place if they knew who they were.
Well, we did. I don't think
I-
we all. I mean, we all didn't know that. We found it out together. Like a
Yeah.
lot of us jumped in and did this for the first time together. And I know that a lot of people played the prologue and started playing it. I would definitely recommend the prologue. It is really good. But yeah, we kind of learned. It was a learning curve for sure with the first thing. I will say when it did work eventually, but when it did work, I thought it was a lot of fun. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were definitely some troubleshooting issues, and the hardware is definitely something to be weary of. So if your computer sucks, don't join.
yeah.
Well, are they going to patch that out eventually? Like, is that
God,
something
I
they're going
hope
to
so.
fix?
No,
Or is
That's
that-
it's
that's
a
a
thing
feature.
it's a thing that's built into the game, and it's been like that for the past 4 games, even in 3 Kingdoms. It's like if someone's getting like 20 FPS and you're getting 100 and something, they don't want you to have an advantage because your game is running smoother than theirs, so they slow you down as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, couldn't
And
that
it's-
person just reduce their resolution and graphic settings?
Oh, they
But did
tried.
they?
We tried that.
We tried.
He's like, I'm on extra poopy low. We're like,
Okay.
still feeling it over here though.
And at no point did this person be like, "Well, you guys have fun. I gotta go," so that
no,
you guys
but
can have more fun.
I think it is worth, like, it's partly probably their computer, but also the amount of people. I just don't think it's well optimized, because after Nick left, it was me, Daze, unnamed person, and Tag, and the game ran fine. It was all smooth. you know? He still, this person's computer loaded everything the slowest, but it was considerably sped up. So
Gotcha.
partly
Maybe
on
it's
hardware.
magnified per person that needs to be slowed down too, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah.
Just
Nick,
small groups.
so let's get into not totally, but because I'm still going to play this next week. Hopefully, my mom's visiting right now, so I've played 0 video games this week, which is Nick's grandmother, by the way. Hot take. Is it everything you wanted it to be? The single player? Is it the bee's knees? Are you totally happy?
Yes, and 90% yes, 10% no. 90% yes in the sense of like every faction feels like a completely different game. It's super fun. The game, like the actual difficulty, like sliders and difficulties actually feel different. The game, like I said, the main thing is it fucking fun, right? Do I keep want to play the game? Yes, 100% yes. The shitty thing is, I shouldn't say shitty. Unfortunately, the game mode that everybody wants to play doesn't come out for another 3 to 9 months.
Whoa!
Which is all the games combined.
Oh, right. But I
And
mean,
so
how long does the single player campaign take in this game?
it took me 22 hours.
Oh, what do you mean it took? You finished it
Of
Yep.
course he did.
That's one faction.
with one faction, right?
Mhm.
So look, by the time a normal player finishes it, right, it might be 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially with multiple factions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It's not a shitty thing. God damn, it's hard to impress people these days.
No. Like I said, I'm thoroughly impressed. Like when I make the video and I give it a review, it's going to be an outstanding review. It's just like,
Did you go with the demon people?
Yep.
And-
Chaos Undivided. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you like the customizing your own dude and all that stuff?
100%.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is that the game says that you should play them first. And it's definitely not a team that you should play them first, because literally 80% of the war, 80% of the world is automatically at war with you.
Well, yeah, you're fucking demons, dude.
Yeah. And then the other thing is you spawn on a peninsula and everybody's attacking you from every side.
And you're probably playing on super hard, no?
No, I was playing on. I played the first campaign on normal, just to have a gauge of what it's going to be like. I'm playing on normal and very, very hard, because right now I'm playing my second playthrough on very hard.
Did you have a hard time on normal?
No, the final battle, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It took me 4 tries to beat the final battle.
Well, I played a tutorial and I liked it. That's all I can say.
I like the tutorial too.
I'm a casual observer today, folks.
Yeah, it's gonna take me quite a long time, probably about another month, to actually come up with the video, like get all the footage and write like a comprehensible like script and like get that going. I want to play at least 2 of the, like beat the game with 2 other factions and everything. Unfortunately, we didn't get an early copy like some other people did, where they got it 6 weeks before the game was released. So yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Oh, Nick, they actually sent me a copy. I just didn't do anything with it.
What? Why?
Hey, Chris, did you play single player, and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I played single player. It's really, really cool. I skipped Warhammer 2. I've only beaten Warhammer 1, so I like everything. The customization was awesome. But the one weird thing is there's so many baddies and there's not enough goodies, you know? Like
So
I
that's-
go
Oh,
like
that's
there's not
one
enough
thing that-
normal people. You have like demons, you have like the chaos gods, you have like
that's the
goblin.
Warhammer universe, though. There's no real good guys in the whole universe.
Yeah, okay. Well, in the other one I played, there was elves and there was like people in the desert and there was orcs and I don't know. Just
Or
a
maybe
lot
I'm
of evil.
thinking.
in
Maybe I'm
this
thinking
universe,
40K.
there is a lot of good guys.
Oh,
It's just in this game, like 6 of the 8 factions are 5 of the 8 factions are inherently very, 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 very bad. And so it kind of sucks. It's like what do you do? Like if you want to play a good guy, you either play as Kislev or you play as Cathay, right? It's like what do you do? Like, and if those aren't your play styles, you can play as Ogre Kingdoms, which are quote unquote neutral, or you can play as any of the demons.
Now, Nick, tell me, like, a big portion of the game is like the diplomacy and like trade and stuff like that. But it just seems because there's all these evil factions, pretty much the game is just battles. Like now, no matter if you play good or bad, there's no like really diplomatic route.
When you play good, there's a lot
Okay.
of diplomacy, especially if you play Ogre Kingdoms. There's actually a lot of diplomacy if you play Ogre Kingdoms.
Okay, cool.
If you
Maybe I
play
should try
Cathay,
that.
there's a lot of diplomacy as well.
cool. So overall, a resounding thumbs up.
9.5 out of 10, yeah.
All right. Sounds
There's
good.
some bugs that need to be removed and fixed, but, that's...
It's a solid review.
All right. Well, we look forward to hearing about that for the next
Bobby, I thought you were
foreseeable
asleep.
future. So I spent my week playing a bunch of demos here, which was actually kind of fun. I usually don't like demos, but I kind of got into it this time around. I'll start with the one I liked the most, The Wandering Village. We talked about this game before. It was on the radar before. It is the city builder that takes place on the back of this giant turtle-like beast
Oh,
that's
yeah.
traveling through an area. So there's some really cool things mechanically at play here. So it's your typical city builder where, you have villagers, you assign tasks for them, you build buildings that allow you to do more things. The only really caveat I noticed is that you don't actually select your villagers and tell them where to go. You just say what you want done. You click around on the things that you want to be done, and then you can prioritize them. This is high priority, medium priority, low priority, and they do them in that order. And there's other ways where you can kind of control the villagers, but it's not like a lot of these other games where you just click on the villager and you say, that person right there, you go chop wood. But it's a good game, even though the demo gives you a pretty good amount of gameplay too, like a couple hours. And I really wanted more, but of course that's going to come with the full game. But outside of this little city builder game, you also have to have a relationship with this beast that is carrying you on his back. So you have to feed it, you can pet it, you can draw blood from it, you can set up this building that has this big horn where you can issue it commands like speed up, slow down, take a nap, all these.
Why would you speed up or slow down?
That gets to the third layer. So this game takes place in 3 layers. One is the city building part of it. The second one is the beast. And then the third one is the area that the beast is marching through. So you'll be going on these trails and they'll fork and you can tell it, okay, go left, go right, if you have this tower built. Or you may be running through like this poisonous dust cloud and you may want to speed through that. Or, you can speed up for other reasons. You can also like build a building that allows you to send search parties out, try to gather more people or resources. But you've got this whole other level of gameplay going on outside of your typical city builder, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I think it makes a little sense where like you're giving them priorities and then you give them the priority list and then you leave because you got to go deal with other levels of the game.
You can pause the game and make decisions too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's not like completely in real time, but yeah, it's just I'm trying to think of another game where you're just traveling and then things pop up, like kind of like Oregon Trail, but not really, or the new Darkest Dungeon game. But it's not really like that either. But it is like, you know, you have to deal with the larger map.
Death Road to
Well,
Canada.
Yeah. Well, it
Frostpunk
feels
was like that.
to me it looks a little like Spiritfarer in the sense of like managing your time and time management. But I mean, with Spiritfarer, you're kind of like handling things going on your boat as you're going to and from, but the environment you're kind of interacting with as well with this. So that's cool. How's the music for this? Because I feel like the graphics are beautiful, and if they had really good music with it, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, the music is actually really good. God, there was a way that I described it when I was playing it, and I can't remember what exactly that was. But it's kind of like tribal almost, I guess. I really enjoyed the music
lot
and
of
the
drums.
graphics. The graphics are, they look like a 2D pop-up book, like a children's book. It's not like incredibly detailed, but it's illustrated very nicely, and everything looks like two-dimensional. So it really looks like a children's book almost. So yeah, I really enjoyed just like the aesthetic of the game in general, the graphics and.
Are there
and the audio.
enemies, Bobby?
Not that I've encountered yet. I mean, when you walk through the poisonous clouds, they start infecting things. You got to send people out to like burn those down.
Oh, that's what that was. I was
Yeah.
wondering what the flamethrowers were. all
Yeah,
about.
or your people can get poisoned, and you have to deal with that. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with this game. There's a lot of things to manage, and I'm really interested because the demo didn't really touch on this too much. Like you're riding on the back of this turtle, you're going to places, you're choosing directions, but I don't really know like where it was headed or like if you
Yeah.
encounter big events. Like there's like a larger world to this game that isn't really explored in the demo that I would be excited to check out.
Is it full release already?
No, I don't think so. What's the release date on this? I believe
Spring
it's
or
soon.
summer. Yeah, it says spring summer for 2022 if you scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
Are you going
Yeah.
to throw some shekels at this, Bobby?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you really like it, man. That's good.
Yeah, this out of all the demos I played, I really liked this one the most.
You know, it's funny, Bobby,
that's cool.
because you played Ultra Kill and you reviewed it, but
Mhm.
I couldn't play it off of your account on Steam. So I was really confused as to how that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Moving on.
Yeah, but I don't know. I might pick this one up. We'll see when it comes out and what the reviews are. But I'm just really liking the concept of the demo because it really worked out here. This is something that I saw. It looked interesting. I kind of had it in the back of my mind. The demo came out. I played the demo. It kind of confirmed the hype. And so, yeah.
Cool.
It really helps you make
That's
informed
exactly what it's built for,
purchases.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this demo fest. It was a lot of fun.
Days, we got to get into your list here.
I know. Yeah, I might as well just jump in. Let's keep with the theme of demos. Let's start with demos. Yeah, keep talking about that. I played also a lot of demos as well. I played some regular demos and I played some VR ones. Yeah, where to begin? I first started playing Demeo because I was like demo. I'll demo Demeo.
Yeah.
So, this one's fun. It looked like it's like a grid tactical turn-based RPG. I enjoyed it. You know, the one that I kept seeing popped up was for VR, and I didn't play the VR one because I played this before I even bought my VR.
Oh,
And interesting. So like the one that we're seeing right now is all for VR, but I didn't play. Oh, but that's cute. It's like a, board game. It was just kind of, to me, when I played it, it was like you're going through this dungeon and you're essentially, it like had some elements of chess almost to it, which is like the tactical, turn-based combat and that kind of stuff. But it was fun. It was very much like you're going into a dungeon, and I had a lot of fun with that. So I'll keep moving along.
what we're watching here is like almost all VR. Like
And
it's all about
this is the VR one, so that was my bad, I think, on sending the link for it. But this does look cool and fun for
It
VR, though, because it looks like you're hanging out, like almost like as if you were to go to like a meadery or a brewery and like play a whole
Yeah.
bunch of arcade and games.
A
That's what it looks like
meadery.
to me. Yeah,
Oh, I
dude.
like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have them in the Midwest and up north,
Oh,
man. I heard you
sounds good.
talking last week about how
Oh,
you
mead?
haven't tried mead.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. It's like sweet wine. It's good. Anyway, yeah, so moving right along, probably out of all of the demos I played, that was absolutely my favorite. I made Sniper play it as well because I wanted to watch somebody else play it. Was, yep, you knew it, buddy. The Autopsy Simulator. So
Oof.
once again, I am a huge baby that can. Oh, you can cut up a chick? I did not know that. Anyway, I am a huge scaredy cat with anything scary. And there were some like spoopy elements to this game. Obviously, it's not flowers and happiness and unicorns when you're doing an autopsy, but I have been a part of 2 autopsies in real life for my job, and this is pretty accurate in the way that they do things, because typically with an autopsy you do start macroscopically. You take pictures of anything that looks wrong, and you start from the outside and go in, and like they do all the stuff from like measuring and looking at things to like slicing up parts for like pathology. They have you go through all of it, but then there's like definitely, which to me is very annoying, the nerdy side of me does not like the scary, spoopy, like, interjects of, like, let's turn off the light and have the fuse box blow. You're the only one with a dead body. What could happen? That I don't like that shit, dude. So that made me scared. I think that spooked Sniper a little bit as well. But otherwise, the, like, nerdy part of me loved this game.
You would have liked just the hard sim part of it.
Yeah.
Without the...
Yep. Give me, like, you said it was an autopsy simulator, not
Right.
some spooky like horror movie at the morgue, dude. Like that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do autopsies, man.
Technically, the lights could go out, like they could blow a fuse or something.
It's true. Maybe
Yeah,
nothing's going
but-
on. Like,
Yeah.
probably
Could your ex-dead wife phone you at the end of your autopsy
Right.
and say hi, and then you say, "Nope, this game isn't for me. Uninstall. Goodbye."
Yes.
yeah, it should be like Autopsy Simulator Plus.
Honestly,
just,
I
just
actually
something to
as-
let you know.
as much as I would hate this for the fear element of what's in this game, I would love this if this was in VR. Like, I'll actually cut up, like,
Well, do you
the
know about
scalpel. That'd
Surgeon
be
Simulator?
fantastic. Yeah, but, like...
That's a joke, right?
Yeah, I want this. They take it pretty seriously. I mean, it's morbid, but like they do take it seriously. It's pretty dead on with how things are in an autopsy. Besides the fact that you're typically not doing an autopsy alone. And then that's when it's kind of like, okay, I see what you're
It's
doing.
rural
You're trying to make
Alabama
it scary. Yeah,
based.
this is a
I
horror
feel like that
game.
happens a lot in the movies, like they're doing an autopsy
Yeah.
alone. Now, is there a story outside of the autopsy that you're
Yeah,
doing?
kind of. You at least from what I'm gathering, like you're on medication, so you're kind of seeing stuff. And
Okay.
the story is like you start with him being like, don't call me again. There's some like legal thing, but they don't give you kind of do one autopsy for the demo. And then like that's it. They end it in like a spoopy note, like Sniper said, like it's like your dead wife calls you and is very much like, hello, that fucking shit. Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do you know
I'm
that's
with
your dead
Sniper,
wife?
dude. Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming, but
I think he says out loud, "That's my dead wife."
he says something like, "Oh, that's Alice." Like,
Yeah, fucking
yeah,
Alice.
fucking Alice, dude.
Well, what is he know? So you aren't trying to determine the cause of death here.
No, you are. You
are.
absolutely
Okay.
are. You determine the cause of death, and I like that. That's the investigative part of it. You know what I mean? You're deducing what happened to this person, and that's why I'm like, yeah, the autopsy part's cool. Like, if I could get rid of the horror shit, get rid of the horror shit. Like, I saw like a picture. He had like leeches on his hand. That's unnecessary. That would not happen in real life.
Yeah. Autopsy Simulator is like a deceptive name for this. It should
Yeah.
be like Ready or Not Autopsy.
It should be. It should be Autopsy Spoopy edition. It's a little spoopy. But no, it still was a cool, fun demo. If you're into some like goriness or you're a massive nerd about pathology like me, I highly recommend the autopsy part's good. The scary elements I think are kind of predictable, so to me it's not that scary, but it is right there on the line. Like it is definitely on the line where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I'd want to get the full game because what are they gonna do? It's about to be
they're gonna scare
phasmophobia.
them.
Well, yeah, right. Like
They're
it's
gonna scare the fucking shit out of you. A fun note is to log into this guy's computer. His username is, like me, admin1, and his password is also admin1. So I thought
There you
that
go.
was fun.
There's little nuggets in here that were pretty fun. Like we found a little Easter egg or something. It was like the date that it was released was written for like a block party, which kind of threw Sniper for a loop of like what time zone it, because it is a timepiece. It's like it takes place in 1991. So like you have to go get the big, huge, boombox size camcorder, and like he's like, how does this tripod work? Like it's
He says out loud, "How does a tripod work?" I was like, "Whoa!" It just holds up like how hard?
Literally,
it had 4 legs.
dude, tripods
Yeah,
were invented.
So there's some fun elements in that. I loved it. I loved this demo. This demo was stupid and it was great, but it was weirdly accurate in how an
Tripods were
autopsy
invented in
works.
1990. You can't like blame this
For
guy.
real. I will say another to get through another demo. One that was very fun, also stupid, easy, pretty straightforward, was the Kayak Racing Simulator. Loved it. They put me in like, that's a weird link. Oh, yeah, that's about right. They put me in one of those glass see-through like kind of kayaks, so you could even see like into the water, and the water was like a Caribbean blue, and it reminded me of the Grand Canyon, like where I was. And I was just like, this is so pretty and therapeutic, and like I'm just sitting there kayaking along, and it's bringing me right back to like when I go kayaking in Michigan. I loved it. Oh, it was fun. It was fun. I could see that being a very fun kayak game. Also pretty accurate in the sense that if you take one oar and you stick it in the water and you push back against it, you will rotate in that direction.
What are the controls
quickly.
like? Was it keyboard or just mouse?
No, this is VR. So
Oh,
like
VR.
I literally have the oar. Yeah, like I'm
Oh,
straight
shit.
up rowing, baby. Like
Was it a
you
workout
fast.
for you?
It
Or
was a
for-
little
was
bit
it
of a well, if you're really trying to speed and like then it becomes kind of a workout, because it is just like a real kayak where if you really go in on the motion, you will go faster instead of your like little paddles. You know, like it really. I was really impressed with. Yeah, there we go. I was really impressed with.
Oh, it
how
looks
accurate
good.
it felt. It was gorgeous. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And the music is nice. The music's very immersive. Like it's not really any music. It's like birds and like what it would sound like if you were there. It's just cool, splashing of water and stuff. It's really good. It was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to getting it. I'm not massive into
looks
racing
dope.
games, but I do feel like VR racing games would be sick. And this is one of them. This would be a fun one.
Now, the guy in this video seems to have a stick that he's attached his controllers to.
Yeah, that's weird. You don't need that. That's extra. You could probably DIY that, dude. Get a broom.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
might have been what he did.
You know, but it's kind of more of a workout, and then it's cool because you duck underneath logs and stuff. Like, it would be realistic if spiders would drop from those logs, though. But that's
So, for those people listening, maybe 80% of the way after she was talking is when we actually got to see the game. Before that, it was some broken link that we were seeing some other game where the graphics
it was a
were
lot
terrible.
of games I
It
played.
looked
I'm
like
sorry,
Wave
guys. I
Runner.
messed up.
I was
with
going to
the
say,
link.
those graphics looked like Wave
Yeah,
Runner
she's
from
like-
the Nintendo 64.
She's like, the water looked fantastic. I'm like, I don't know.
Minecraft.
When you played, did you attach your handles on like a broom handle?
Nope. I just held the motion, which kind of made it a little bit more of a workout. Like actually trying to
No.
hold.
Attach them to an iron bar. That's going to be a fucking super workout.
Knowing me, dude, I'll hit myself in the nose with that
That's
iron
true.
bar. Yeah, like I'm like the klutziest person ever, dude. Kept bumping into my chair and stuff. I am in a small studio though, so with VR, it's like it's cramped. But
Days, I hope I'm
awesome.
not cramping you. I always feel like
nah, you're good, dude.
You good?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Big belly, my bare feet. I'm like,
It's the Neanderthal in you. All right? Oh, it's good. You're here.
all right,
Right.
what's next? I think it's days for the next half hour.
Kinda, yeah, a lot.
Fuck it, let's go to the next one, Days.
All right, let's keep going. We'll keep chucking along. I'll talk about a demo I didn't really like that much. Who's Lila? And you know what? At the end of that demo, I still don't fucking know who Lila is. I think at the
Fuck
end of that
Lila.
game, you won't know. But this piqued my interest because it's a visual novel. So
It
I was
looks like
kinda
Obra Dinn.
okay. And then two, so much of the game is based on trying to create a facial expression to unlock certain parts of the story. And your face sometimes moves against you, and you have to quickly change your face back. Otherwise, you could end up getting into fights and things like that. And I just thought that was a super unique kind of like game mechanic that I wasn't really too familiar with. Super weird game. I really don't like that when they blink, because the way that the graphics are super pixelated, and I don't know, like, what is that? Just old school.
Yeah, it
guess.
does look like Return of the Obra Dinn. It's like a pointillism or something. I'm not sure what that graphic style is, but
the graphics is familiar with that. But like the way that the storyline and camera angles work kind of reminded me of a lot of the Final Fantasy games. You know, like the camera might be from a corner and you're walking through, a hallway or something. But I thought it was so cool how you just kind of mess with this dude's face and he'll be like, show a neutral face. And you just look pissed and somebody's just like, whoa, why are you so mad? Like, it's hilarious. But I mean, I still don't know who the hell. I think, somebody's missing. I do feel like the story is kind of lacking a little bit, which is such a bummer, seeing as, it's a visual novel. but it was a very cool concept and an interesting demo.
Yeah, well, the game is out. It's $10.
I don't think it's worth $10. I think it might be
there are
worth
not a
$3
lot of
or
reviews.
$4. It is a cool, interesting concept, though. I definitely think it's worth playing the demo just because it's interesting,
Mhm. All
But
right.
something that is certainly not Garbo demo is Hubris, which is another VR demo that I played. This game, I think, is going to be sick. It is, definitely beautiful. You are landing on a planet trying to find this, recon team from from a spaceship that you intercept when you're flying in space. And which it's done super well. It's very immersive. There's there's a lot of swimming that you do, which I think is really cool. And you certainly want to mimic the true form of swimming around. And I thought that was kind of neat. But the game is pretty. You're climbing a lot. You're pushing yourself off. You're kind of ducking underneath a lot of stuff. So this is definitely a very involved VR. You shoot alien kind of creatures and stuff as well. This is a really fun, really cool game already. And so I am definitely interested in it when it comes out.
Daize, you went to multiple universes over the last few days.
Dude, yeah, I haven't even gotten into the ones that I did play. I don't know, man. I don't know, call it a manic video game week or something, dude. Yeah, I wanted to play everything. I can't get enough of VR right now. I was asking Bobby if he could see a line across my forehead because I feel like I've just been plugged in almost this whole weekend. I love it. It's
and
awesome.
that price point is not crazy at all.
Amazing. The fact that you can sit in a log cabin and watch Netflix while you're just laying in your bed
Yeah.
a
Oh, so
a
you tried
zombie.
that?
Oh God, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I tried that. I tried YouTube VR is sick because you can do 360 videos of places in Europe. You can do
yeah.
a
Oh,
little
yeah.
guided tour through.
Why am I ever
Paris.
going to fly there now?
Because it's always better. And you got to watch out, I feel, dude, because yesterday I tried maximizing the amount of VR I could spend, and it kind of messed with me a little bit. I remember looking around being like, this isn't as good as my VR. And it's bro, you need to be present in reality. That's kind of important. So,
This
you gotta
Slurpee
be
doesn't
careful.
taste as good as it was in VR.
Yeah, right. San Diego's nice, but it's not as nice as kayaking through the canyons.
You're a reality snob.
I don't want to go to the aquarium with Emilio. There's
Oh
not
no, I
strippers
tried. I
like
wanted
in
to. I
VR.
wanted
re-
to pet stingrays.
I rejected reality and I will insert my own. Sky whales, please.
Yeah, I did go to the ocean this morning, and I was like, meh, I'd kind of rather be a wanderer. I need to go
wanna
home
see
and play
Luke
some
Skywalker kill a My Little Pony.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but it was good. Good. Oh, dude, VR is awesome. Yeah, the Oculus 2, so good for how cheap that is.
$299.
$299 for a whole new world. Yep. It's amazing.
I think you may have convinced Leslie to buy that for me for my 30th birthday.
It's so good, dude. It's so worth it. Although I will say, I feel like after an hour and a half to 2 hours, one of the three things will happen. Luckily, I don't get nauseous, which is amazing. So I'm so happy that I can do the locomotive motion, which is a really cool feeling. You're running in the game with a joystick, even though you're standing in place in real life, which can give people massive whiplash and nausea. I'm so glad I'm not. But I am somebody where after an hour and a half, I start getting a bad headache, and it just feels like I'm burning holes through my retinas. And so I'm I gotta put it down.
Yeah. Eye fatigue.
Yeah,
it is?
definitely eye fatigue, which probably
You
comes
probably
from
get
looking
better
at
at
a
it.
microscope a lot. Yeah, but I should be careful. I shouldn't fuck with my eyes. That'll literally ruin my career. So I'll have to be careful.
Yeah, don't fuck with your eyeballs, man.
Yeah.
Get rid of your ears like I did because of the military. It's fine.
No,
You
I
get your
don't
ears
know.
back.
What else did you play, Bobby?
So I played a bunch of other demos. A little to the left is a very simple puzzle game. not all that fascinating. So it was really weird. I saw this game and I thought, oh, it looks kind of cute, I guess. And then I read about it and I'm like, this seems pretty ridiculous. Like the very first puzzle is straightening a picture on a wall. And then there's a puzzle like where you just place pencils in order of their height. And I'm like, is this really like what's up with this game? Does it get any more difficult?
7 hours later.
No, the demo is very, very short. So I continued to play through it, and yeah, it's pretty much all that. It's very, very simple puzzles, I think, with the intent to calm you.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be very tranquil, so
Oh.
it's got very like peaceful music. Some of the puzzles are maybe not quite challenging, but it's very difficult to understand what the game wants from you. There's one where there's a drawer, and you have all these things, and then you have kind of like one of those containers where you'd put your silverware, where there's like holes shaped like the things that should
Right.
be put in them. So you have to like put everything in the right spot.
Slot.
But some of them seem like they could go in either slot. So there's some guess and check to it. I don't know. It was, I guess if you're looking for something a little more peaceful and meditative, yeah, sure, check it out. But as far as a puzzle game goes, not that great.
It seems like an OCD person's dream.
Yeah, probably.
They just,
Because
like,
it's
putting-
like straightening pictures and putting things in like patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like all a
I
lot
wonder
of
if
patterns.
it's better or worse than unpacking, because I felt like the unpacking game was
I-
actually very therapeutic.
I feel like unpacking is
For
probably
me.
better. I have not played that game, but
It's probably better than this. It couldn't be worse.
I mean, this game's all right.
play
It's
it,
just
but
very,
I
very
think it's
simple.
better.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
How about Elden Ring? I want to hear about this. What's the scoop on Elden Ring? I've been hearing things. Usually a From Software game comes out and everybody's just like, "Oh my god, I love this," But this one, not
It's
quite
in that
the
camp.
case.
It's in the oh my god, everyone loves this.
Okay,
camp.
but the PC port, it sounded like there were some issues with that people weren't happy about.
So some people are having issues with it. Some, I will say, not all. However, I bought it on PS5 because of my main man Diddy. Okay. Thank you, Diddy, for trying to play with me this weekend. I'm sorry I didn't get to play with you. I just wanted to get that out there. Also, happy birthday, my man. Birthday's on a leap year. Technically, it's supposed to be on like Monday or Tuesday, but enough with that. Dude, this game is fucking amazing. The fact that they've added so many features to essentially Dark Souls, right? All the From Software games are Dark Souls or Demon Souls with a bunch of new features and things like that. This game is not very much different, except that it's extremely open world. They've added a bunch of quality of life improvements. For example, one of the things that they've added is that now if you defeat a quote unquote group of enemies, you can your health potion. So in previous Dark Souls games, whenever you use a health potion, you have a limited amount of uses for it, and then you have to rest at a bonfire. And whenever you rest at a bonfire, everything that you've ever killed comes back except for bosses. Now that doesn't really apply anymore, because if you kill a certain amount of enemies, your health potions come back. And so
Are
there's a
there
bunch
still
of other-
bonfires?
There's still bonfires. They're called different. They're different names now.
Sure.
They're not called bonfires, but the story seems pretty cool. The bosses are super unique. The enemies are super unique. The game's just really fucking awesome. Like I've only played 2 hours and I'm already wowed about it. Like I'm already having fun. I want to play more. Like after this, I'm immediately playing it. And Leslie's like, I can't wait to watch. Like, and she's not even playing it. She's just excited to watch. So
Somebody was talking about on our Discord that this is their first Souls-like, and they're just getting crushed because Souls-like inherently are fucking super hard, especially if
Yes.
you've never played one before. And this might not be
Yes.
the first one. Like this isn't your dad's Soul-like. Like it's not the first one you should be picking up. It's a hard place to start, probably, right? Like where's the difficulty for you at whatever when you're playing?
I would actually say that this is one of the easier ones to pick up.
Mm.
See, all the Souls likes, they have the same thing where in the beginning of the game kicks you in the balls.
Yeah.
And it's inherently the same thing. You face a boss that you're not supposed to beat. It's supposed to kill you. There's an enemy that you're not supposed to be able to beat when you first get into the quote unquote open world, and you're supposed to kind of avoid it. And then you're kind of supposed to start the game that way. Well, if someone is dealing with that and they don't know those kind of tropes and stuff like that, they don't know to really deal with that in that kind of way. And then they think the game's super hard, because I can see like the first enemy that you deal with is the Forest Guardian, and he's like a dude on a fucking horse that is just beating the shit out of anybody. And if you are trying that 15, because you can beat him, but he's super difficult. And if you're trying him 15, 20 times, and then after that you actually kill him, then yeah, it's a hard game. But most people default to skipping him and going to the actual first place you're supposed to go.
Yeah, just ignore him until you're stronger, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. But that's the thing. Like when I played Dark Souls, when this whole thing came out way back in the day, and people were like, "You gotta play Dark Souls," so I started playing it. It's like there's no hand holding at all. Well, back then, like I had to have a separate website up to tell me what all these things did. What does this do? What's a soapstone? What's this do? It's just items.
And the game no longer requires you to do that anymore. It does explain a lot of things now.
Good.
Now, are there things that you should look up because you're like, where the fuck do I go now? Yes, definitely.
In your first 2 hours, you're already looking things up, Nick?
Yeah.
You're letting me down, brother.
I mean, it's because of ease of use. It's not because like, oh, I'm actually legitimately lost. It's like, I
have a baby.
Like riding around in the forest on this super dope ass spiritual horse that I have. I'm a dad and I got a limited amount of time. Just tell me what the next thing I got to beat the shit out of is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So,
but all right, so
no,
what? 10 out of 10,
dude. 10 out of 10 already. And like I said, I'm already like a boss and a half in, and I'm having a shit ton of fun.
That's good. If anything took you away from Warhammer, then that's saying a lot.
Exactly.
Diddy and I were talking, and this month has been like, there's some big heavy hitters that have been coming out, you know? We have God of War that came out on PC. He's nonstop talking about this game called Sifu, but it's only on Epic. And he's like, I would have bought it for you, but it's on Epic. You can't gift anything on there. He's like, it's probably game of the year. But I'll put it on the radar for next week.
Everybody's been saying that Sifu is game of the year, but a lot of people also say like it's one of those like dividing games. I feel that it's not on the caliber of
Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring. But you remember how everybody hated Hades when it first came out?
Yeah.
Or not hated, but like there were some people that like hated Hades because it was like the cool thing to do.
Sure.
That's what's going on with Sifu. Like there are people who are like,
Oh.
Sifu's stupid. And like they never played it. They never even tried it. They just looked at what's there and they were just like, it's stupid. That there is that camp.
It's pretty like there's a lot to unpack here when we talk about it. So I'll put it on next week and try to explain the whole thing because I don't have 100% grasp on the whole mechanic yet. But all right, what else have we got?
Well, something that is kind of hard to get the grasp on is Dialtown, phone dating sim. This popped up in like my feed, and I was intrigued by. Oh yeah, buckle up. This shit is goofy, and that's why I had to pick it up, dude. Because look at that. How could you watch this? So they've got like it reminds me very much of like the dark crevices of Adult Swim in the middle of the night of like 4chan.
Dude,
like that's what I don't know.
this?
That's what this reads to me, dude. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is a choose your own kind of adventure where everybody pretty much denies dating you because from what I gather, you are like gross. Like a gross troll under a bridge, like a homeless person in a way. Like and the whole premise in the beginning is you're trying to find somebody who's gonna love you enough to pay $2 to get you into a carnival, and like that's
That
the
is
big. It is
hilarious.
hilarious. This game is stupid fun. It's very weird. It's pretty easy and basic, like I said, in terms of the choose your own adventure. But like they've got all these moments that are ridiculous. You talk to God, who is a golden retriever with a waffle in their mouth. How could you not love a game like this? So stupid. It's fantastic. Oh, there's God right there. Actually, that's God. And so, which is like a homeless man with a TV, like an old school TV, and on the TV, the screen is an image of a golden retriever with a waffle in their mouth. But it's all about trying to find love as either a typewriter or a old-timey phone. I picked a typewriter because we got into a long discussion in the Discord about keyboards, and it was making me think of typing. But this game is hilarious and stupid. It's great. I think it's like I want to say it's under $10. They have a demo. Definitely check out the demo. At least check out the demo because it is stupid. It's great.
It is $7.99. This came out on Valentine's Day.
Just trying to find love as a phone, dude. But it's very silly.
So all these characters, these are people, and they have heads that are phones or printers or fax machines. That guy's got an old British phone booth that, that thing that Doctor Who would get into. Yeah. This looks bizarre.
It's a bizarre and silly game, but it is pretty fun.
Someone was on a mean one when they were making this game. Holy shit.
They're on something, that's for sure, and I'm here for it, dude. I'm glad they created this because this is, I don't know, I've never played anything like it. It is, it's dumb. It's dumb fun. It's pretty great. It's definitely adult humor and silly, and so
I just can't get into dating sims. I don't know.
You know what though? It doesn't really feel that much like a dating sim. Like because I tried this Cthulhu dating sim one time, and I was kind of like, I don't really like it. This doesn't necessarily feel, but I will say this kind of game though, after about an hour and a half, I think into it, I was starting to kind of lose thunder with it. I was like, okay, like this is similar to a lot of the things I've seen, but it's certainly worth playing the demo for a laugh because it is funny.
There's one negative review for this game, and it just says sucks. It's 99% positive, by the way, which is pretty crazy.
It's funny, dude, because it's silly and it's not like anything you've really seen. Like it definitely feels like a joke, but like in a very fun, good way. So it's I definitely recommend the demo.
For this? Like if it's longer than 2 hours, then it's definitely worth the $7.99.
I think it is longer than 2 hours because I'm seeing a ton of images that I didn't see when I played, and I played for like an hour and a half, I think.
Why is this a joke? I mean, I think this whole game is a joke, but the Dialtown phone dating sim soundtrack is more expensive than the game.
Yeah, like this is a troll game, dude. This is absolutely a troll game, and this is a troll on dating sims, which is why it doesn't necessarily feel like an exact dating sim, but I don't know. I'm glad I played it. It's silly.
Yikes. All right.
Yeah.
Fishing Paradiso is a game that I played. It is a fishing simulator. And
is it though?
I don't know. So it's supposed to be like Stardew Valley, but the central core mechanic is fishing. And they don't really think outside of the box on this one. It's your standard fishing mechanic. You throw the line out there. It's got a little meter bar. You press it once to activate it, once to, when the power bar fills, to throw it really far. And then you try to reel the fish in. They fight you. You let go, give it some slack, and you pull it in. It's your standard fishing mechanic.
But if it's your core mechanic, you would think they would have elaborated a little bit. You know what I mean?
I would have thought so.
If
so
it
you
ain't
can
broke,
upgrade.
don't fix it, dude.
Yeah.
You can upgrade stats, and like make it so you have more stamina, or your line has more tension, or it can withstand more tension. And you try to catch different types of fish, and of course you're interacting with people in the town, building relationships by doing quests for them, and there's all sorts of dialogue. But I got to say, I couldn't really get into it. I was kind of excited about this because I really loved Black Bass. That was a game on the Nintendo. and it was just a really simple fishing game, just like this, same mechanics. And you'd save up, you'd get lures and different kinds of lures and fishing equipment.
Lure?
Lures?
Lures.
It's lure.
Lures. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird word.
What
for
the
me.
fuck is wrong?
No,
with you, boy?
literally, you're the only person who's ever said lure.
So
Lure.
Emilio and I looked at each other like, what?
We're like, is
That's
this
weird.
man broken?
Get him
Then how do you say
some lures.
allure? Allure.
Oh, like an
Allure.
allure?
Lure.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a French word too, so maybe that's why I'm pronouncing it differently. But
Sure, dude, you're more sophisticated somehow.
You speak your
That's
no,
what I'm gonna
because
go
in
with.
French you would
Somewhere else,
pronounce it
buddy.
like that, but I don't know in English. No, I'm telling you, dude, practicing French messes with my English so much. Sometimes it, I think it's making me worse at English.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised at
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Black Bass, and they made a bunch of these games too. I think there was a big one on Sega, one of the Sega systems. But playing this Fishing Paradiso, it almost kind of retroactively ruined Black Bass for me because I realized like this is just like that Nintendo game I used to play, but I hate it. Like I probably, you know how it was back in the 90s. You get a video game, you're like, ah, cool. And even if it sucked, you're just like, hey, it's a video game.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
fun. You kind of force yourself into the fun. But no, I think it was just bad. I think I was just playing this really crappy fishing game and loving it back in the day, and I just didn't realize it until now.
So, did you load up the emulator as what Bobby does?
No.
Oh.
No, that would probably be the nail in the coffin, though. I'm sure then I'd be
Yeah.
like, yep, this game definitely was not good. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like maybe if, because it's a demo, they don't let you upgrade a lot of stuff, and it just became too hard for me to progress. So I don't know. There could be like a whole lot more to this game that's really cool. Like, like Stardew Valley, you meet all the people, you form relationships, do quests, and like it opens up the world into like bigger things, like going into the mines and doing all this other stuff. But I don't know. I guess with the demo, you just really can't get into it too much. But I'm afraid I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
Bobby, this is like fishing games. I would say is one of the strongest like arguments for a controller because you get that rumble, like you get a light rumble when they're nipping at it, and then like a heavier rumble when they actually buy it or whatever. And so it adds a lot to it when you're.
Yeah.
I don't know if this supports that.
I
But I'm
agree.
just,
Maybe you need a VR kit for fishing. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure
There's some
have VR,
VR
fishing
fishing
out
games
there.
out there for
Yeah.
sure.
Bobby, did you get to the space fish part?
No, I did not get that far. Apparently, you can catch a whale in this. You can just be fishing and catch a whale. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
it's
get
that
that
season,
far.
right? It's whale
Yeah.
season.
A lot of sea urchins, though.
Delicious.
Oh, speaking of which, I went to the aquarium today. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Was the last
Birch
time you went to
Aquarium?
Birch?
The
Wow.
Birch Aquarium. It's been a long time.
Dude, I was blown away. I thought it's super small, but the amount they pack in there is pretty good.
Mhm. Yeah,
Were
it's
you
not a
able
big
to pet
aquarium.
pretty
stingrays?
cool.
No, but a baby shark.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
What's Gigabash?
Gigabash. Okay, so this game, I didn't like this one very much. I saw this game. I think it showed up on one of the like top 10 Steam demos to check out, and it looked like this old arcade game I used to play called King of the Monsters,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really excited to check it out because of that. But only the multiplayer is open on this game right now, not the story mode. What it is basically, Gigabash, it's a brawler, like it can be 2v2 or a free-for-all with 4 players. But you are these giant monsters stomping around a town and fighting with each other. And you can pick up buildings and throw them at each other. People are running around and screaming in these cities that you're destroying as you're having this huge fight. It's just like King of the Monsters for, MAME? Like you can get that on a MAME emulator these days.
Looks almost like Rampage as well.
Yeah, it's like
I was
a,
about to say,
like
it
a
looks like
three-dimensional
Rampage.
Rampage. But
cool.
in Rampage, you're just destroying the buildings. You aren't really fighting the other monsters.
You
But
didn't like this?
I couldn't get into a game.
Oh.
Yeah, they only had the multiplayer open, and I queued up couple of times, just kind of left it there, did other things around the house, and then just never ever got into a game.
Oh.
I went through the
Sucks when you
demo.
need friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I had played it with other people on local co-op, I could have done that.
Maybe
but-
if you would have uploaded to French server, or maybe that's what you're doing. You're uploading to French servers, and that's what messed you up.
It's the French.
Could be, but yeah, I don't know. It looked promising though. So I went through the tutorial and they explained all the mechanics, and it really felt like a wrestling game. Now I haven't played a wrestling game in forever, but even like the WWF arcade game,
Like
I
a
remember
Royal Rumble situation.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble, like
Yeah.
the WWF one where you could be, and they always had that one in the arcade. But those games I thought were just so much fun. But it felt kind of like that, where you have all these moves, a block, a hold, and you can toss people around. So I think there's something really cool here. But yeah, you just got to have people to play with, and I'm kind of interested to see what they do with the story mode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks
as soon
cool.
as you start fighting within the city, it looks like there's a circle that appears around you. I think it's a ring out game or like a King of the Hill game. It seems like you're trying to knock each other out. Maybe a little bit of Smash Brothers that you get lighter when you get hit or something, because it doesn't seem to be that you're just beating each other till your life bar runs out. It seems to be like a push out mechanic. But yeah, I love the concept. It's great.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like a really cool concept.
Yeah, and they got lots of fun characters. It looks like those the Power Rangers show where they'd have the big, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Godzilla
yeah.
movies. Like they
Yeah.
got like this giant snow monster. They got this
Snail.
snail. They got like the big superhero guy. Looks like a Megazord. Yeah, they got all the classic big monster characters.
Man, this looks cool.
Hmm.
All right. Christian, you played over 20 demos?
Yeah, I was supposed to do a lot this weekend. I have a lot on my plate, a lot on my to-do tracker, and I just said, maybe let's not, and let's just play 20 demos on Steam Fest.
I feel
So, a productive use of my time. I'm just going to go quickly through the three that I think really stood out, and I'm going to buy. I usually don't like platformers, but there's this game called Hellpie. And you hop around as a little demon, and you have a naked baby that kind of looks like Donald Trump attached to you, and you use him to like swing you around like Spider-Man in the air. It felt like a Spider-Man
Oh.
game as I was like traveling around this open world, and your goal is to defeat these Nazi poo people and to save the tampons from the sewer.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus.
It's pretty. What does it say? Oh, it says it's an obscene 3D platformer, and it really felt that way. But I don't like these games, and I think maybe it was just really easy. But I was having a lot of fun.
This
So definitely,
looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
it's like very satisfying, and it's not like too disgusting, but just disgusting enough for you to pay attention. I liked it.
I like
The next
that.
one is I don't know how to pronounce this game. Ixion. It's a city builder, but you are on a ring ship that is going across the galaxy to colonize, and you build the city on the innermost of the ring. And it's a resource management game, and it kind of has that exact three tiers that Bobby was talking about for the Wandering Village. You have
Oh, interesting.
inside the ship, then you have directly outside the ship where you can like mine asteroids and stuff, and then you have the galaxy view, which is like your long journey. So those two games are probably pretty similar. So if you like what the Wandering Village sounded like and you like it in space, check out this. And then the last one, oh my god, guys, it's a like 6v6 shoot 'em up FPS game, except you're in zero gravity, and it reminded me. I was like, oh, this is what Ender's Game feels like. You have the 3D movement. When you kill people, you don't kill them; they just freeze up, and
yeah.
What's that?
I just said what? That sounds crazy.
There is no up.
There's no up. There's
Yeah.
no down. There's only you, your strategy, your teammates. You're shooting them. You're setting up temporary barriers and shit, and it looks beautiful. And I was like, I
That's
thought this game
crazy.
was going to be the first one, but it was the best one. It was so fucking fun.
Wow,
So-
dude. The graphics are really good. And
They're really good.
yeah, that is cool.
That looks amazing.
Usually when you take shooters in space, it's a no-go. But this looks like acceptable.
Yeah. And I don't know, there's no, it's just designed really well. There's like no sound like there would be in space, right? You hear everything
crazy.
muffled in your whatever ecosystem.
How
Right.
high were you when you played Boundary?
Not high at all, but
Oh,
if I
nice.
did, I would have. I mean, I was in space, so you're pretty high up there. But other than that, yeah, super
Oof.
good game. Check it out.
That looks
Dang,
cool.
that does look cool.
Is it out? Well, no, it looks like it's going to be released this year. So right now it's just the demo.
Yeah,
Am I
these
correct
are
with
all
that?
just demos. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
What do you got, Daze?
So I'm going to start actually with Zenith first. So I had put these on the radar, I think like 2 weeks ago or something ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I said I was going to play these when I got VR because I was definitely excited for them. So it was Zenith or whatever. It's an MMO, like fantasy kind of MMO. It is fun. There's certain things about it that I love for VR. I love that you walk up to an NPC and you literally wave at them to like initiate conversation and get your quest line.
Hi.
It's very fun. I'm a mage, and it's like shooting feels great. Like it feels very fluid. The one thing, of course, as you would get in any kind of MMO, is goofiness of breaking immersion. Like I was in like the main city, and I could just because they have voice chat. So like I'm just walking around, and I just hear somebody being like, "Okay, where's the flower? The flower. I need the flower. Fuck, where's the flower? Do you have the flower? I need it." It's just somebody trolling, or they're like they need the but it's just.
They probably
That kinda
actually
shit
needed
is
the flower.
They
Daze.
probably needed the flowers. So there's crafting involved in this. This is a very
Is this
fun
free?
MMO. No, I don't think it was a lot. Maybe it. No, I think it might be free. If you scroll down a bit, it might. I can't remember. I went on. Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably not free. I don't even know anymore, man.
They
I
just
went on
went
like
on
a
a
buying.
spending
I went on
spree.
a splurge spree with VR, dude, and just
Now-
lost my mind with it. It's awesome, so much fucking fun. This is fun. Like I said, combat's cool. I love that you can wave at other people. You can fly. You can join up on other people. Party. It feels pretty intuitive. It's like what I would want with an MMO that's in the fantasy world for VR. It's pretty fun.
Nice. Daze, walk me through the software part of it. So you already had a Facebook, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I don't like that though.
Yeah. And then
like,
you linked it,
yeah.
right? And
I just
then
said, fuck it, get me in VR. So I
But-
did whatever they wanted.
bend me over. Bend me
Yeah.
over. It's okay, Oculus.
Like, I'm ready to plug in. You're going to burn out my eye sockets anyway, like on the wheel of time, dude. Why not?
All right. So after that, after you linked your accounts, then every game you bought was off of the Oculus Store?
No, I said, fuck that. I'm
Okay.
keeping my Steam, which was an annoying mess. So I do troubleshoot a lot for work, and I came home on Friday and, like, stupidly was like, technology these days is probably amazing. I just have to plug it in and it'll probably all work. No, absolutely not.
Well, it would have.
It
It would have
This is
if
the
you would have
main
played
reason
off the
that's stopping
Oculus
me
Store.
from
Yeah,
buying
but I
a
was like,
Quest,
no,
dude.
I
Yeah.
want it on my Steam because some of the games I already owned have VR.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
Skyrim, like I could just already play that with VR. I could already play The Forest, like in No Man's Sky. Like those are games I actually want. I don't think I'm gonna play The Forest in VR, guys. I'm too much of a pussy. Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah.
But all I have to hear is a cannibal in my ear, and I'll just like fall and break my VR. Yeah. But so no, I had to get Steam VR working.
Yeah.
I was like, it has to. So I worked at it. I had to do this like Steam Air Link because I think the port. I mean, I have a laptop. That's what I'm working off of.
Yeah.
And granted, my laptop isn't too terrible. It's a 2060 Ti, and like I have a i9 I think processor from Intel, so it's not bad. Like
No.
I've got 5 terabytes of SSD, and I got 32
damn, that
gigs
sounds
of
like a
RAM.
Fucking
That's a
truck.
lot
Yeah.
of SSD.
Yeah,
Nice.
baby.
What's so
More
long?
space? No, it was upgradable like Asus though. Like
Yeah.
you could upgrade it, and so I did. I upgraded the.
What's on the 5 terabytes there, Dave? What do you got?
Porn,
Secret
dude.
files?
Of course, it's
Porn.
porn. No, I'm just
Porn.
kidding. No,
Lots
no.
and lots of
No,
porn.
it's not.
Piles and
It's-
piles of
According
porn.
to Steam, though, you would think I would want all the adult games. My Discovery queue, dude. I blame Christian for that one, dude. We're gonna say Tales. Well, it's Tales of Nadia, but I like Tales of Narnia. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, long story short, it was a whole process to get Steam and everything linked,
Yeah,
but
but it
also
works.
it works. Yeah, it works and it's fine. And I'm also at a disadvantage because I can't Ethernet into a router or do a hard line into the network. So because of that, this game, Zenith, does kind of chug for me sometimes. So I haven't played a ton of this. And I'm going to segue just right into the next one. Everything has been pushed to the side because of Beat Saber for my cardio, because I got to move. And and then this fucking game Wanderer. Like, oh man, this game is amazing. I do need to play Half-Life Alyx to compare it, but this is unlike any game I think I've ever played. I absolutely adore this game, and this is a game where I am thinking about it even when I can't play VR because my head hurts, and I'm waking up trying to like figure a puzzle because I keep getting stuck in certain spots, and then I log off and think about it, and then log back in and like, okay, I know how I'm going to approach this now, and then I usually fix it because this is a puzzle kind of escape room almost like game. So it takes place in the future of 2066 in Boston, and it's kind of post-apocalyptic. It definitely has very like a Fallout post-apocalyptic vibe, while kind of reminding me in the way that it feels and the way that the characters in the game are that you meet, very BioShock Infinite, which is cool because it does have this kind of layer of like mystery and not really a spoopiness, but like the atmosphere certainly is like, yeah, dude, like you're walking around in the dark with a flashlight. Somebody like me is going to get a little freaked out, but it is a lot of figuring out what you need to do. And what's cool is they have this amazing concept of time. So your father, who's that guy right there, like kind of leaves you these clues of like how to find your way back, because there's multiple timelines and multiple realities going on, and that little clock or that watch on your hand kind of helps you with that. So like when you set it in there, you can take these certain like time charged items and put them into this watch and like go through time and be in like different lives in a sense of very like Assassin's Creed in that aspect of like channeling in and being in a different moment of time and witness. Yeah, this game is amazing. Like
now I know why your real life was so boring. This
is
fucking awesome.
Oh, I really wish I could stream this, but my internet kind of sucks. So like I definitely can't stream it. Luckily, I don't really need the internet for this game. But yeah, because I was like laughing, dude. One of the first things they put you on is like a boat, which it's beautiful. Like graphically, this game is very pretty and really well made and done. And you're like on a boat going through Boston, and I'm just like staring at the buildings like, wow, like I've been to Boston, and like they definitely created wow, they definitely created the vibe of Boston, but like it was crazy to see it as like a post-apocalyptic jungle, you know, like, and that was wild. And then right away I get on the boat and I'm just like, the first thing I look for is a weapon. I'm like, give me a damn weapon, dude, because already the vibes are spoopy in this game. And so I grab a baseball bat, and sure enough, they like release crocodiles on you, and I'm just sitting there like hammering away at these crocs, trying to mess with my boat, dude. And then the lady's like, quick, grab a crowbar and open up this thing. So I'm sitting there smashing a crocodile with my right hand and have a crowbar in my left hand, and I'm trying to crowbar open this like treasure chest to get a flare gun and shoot. It's crazy. It's so much fun though, and it's a blast. You like find different paperwork and stuff to look at and read, and like one of the things you have to go into certain timelines to grab pieces and take it back with you to put into other timelines to complete certain puzzles. So like you do have to kind of hop into these different worlds and stuff, which is just, it's super neat. I mean, I really love this game. Like I said, I keep thinking about it. The story's really intriguing and really fascinating.
It looks like that you're jumping into these other people's worlds, like you're on the moon for a minute, or you're at like what look like Woodstock for a second. Why are you going into other people's realities for?
It's to collect things that you need for your own reality to progress further into what you're discovering. That makes sense. Yeah, so like, dude, for example, with the moon one, you need to get, so you find this, like, I'm trying not to spoil it too much, but you find like kind of these clues, which fascinatingly enough in VR, what was fun is like you found this like really old poster or this framed picture, and it's dirty, and like the little guy in the watch kind of gives you little helps and or like tips and stuff if you need it, but you have to grab a sponge and a cleaner and clean the frame so that way you can read what it says on it, which helps gives you clues to unlock the thing in order to find that like little feather so that way you can go. But it's all about like the man on the moon and how like the first, it's propaganda, but it was like the first man on the moon was like in Russia like 1968, I think it was what it was. And then they used that number to like unlock some certain things, but you have to go in and actually be that Russian like on the moon to get the next part that you need, which are these like certain tools, so that way then you can go into the other world and like snip some wires. It's crazy. Like they're all like kind of connected with each other, and sometimes you have to jump back and forth with them. Like I just entered one where it was like a Mayan temple. It's amazing. It looks so beautiful and incredible, and but I'm already like sitting and being like, where's the booby traps? Like, and the people in the game like too that you run into, the NPCs are pretty solid as well. Like they're pretty well made, and like it feels very immersive, and it's just super cool. And speaking of fishing, man, like you can sit there and I found a fishing pole, and then there was a bunch of cockroaches running around in like the one game thing that I was looking at, and I was like, oh, can I grab them? Yeah, sure enough, nasty. You can grab a cockroach and stare at it and use it for bait to catch a frog. It's weird. So it's awesome.
Ooh.
Wow.
I loved this. I love this game so far. So I'm really looking forward to exploring it more. That looks like some Harry Potter stuff right there, which I don't know, but like. The game is really cool. Like I said, it gives me like some Fallout and BioShock Infinite kind of vibes while being super different.
Yeah,
storyline's great.
You spin a nice tale. It sounds great.
It's really fun. It's rated very positive right now, but it is a little on the more pricier side, I think, for like a VR game. $40. I do think it's worth it though, to be honest with you. I definitely feel like my money was well spent with this game, and like I said, I keep thinking about it, and it feels so real so many times. I've already had it happen twice now where I almost sat down because like I wanted to sit in the game, and then I had to remind myself like, if you sit, you're taking a tumble. Like like you're just gonna fall.
You will eat shit.
You will bust that floor. Like
I've definitely eaten shit playing VR. For sure.
Yeah. But I like that with the VR that you can do the stationary mode. I tried the stationary mode on this Wanderer game, and that was fun, but that did start to almost make me a little nauseous, which is weird. I can stand up and I can run with the locomotive thing and be fine, but if I sit down and run the locomotive thing, I start feeling sick. It's odd.
Hey, Chris, can you do a quick search on what else Odd Boy has made? I feel like I've seen that logo before of other games that we've talked. No, I guess it was just. Did you bring this game up before?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
I
it
put
was.
this game on the
I brought it
radar.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we both did.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. This game, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this is some weird VR push, you know? And then it turns out, from what you've said, like it is a super interesting ass game. So
I want VR just for this. I love the idea of like the time travel. Like it looks so good.
It's really good. And like the way that they, out of all the VR games I played, like this one is really detailed in terms of things that you can do. Like there's all kinds of little stuff, like just even with your watch, like you'll hold up your wrist and you can press a button on the side of the watch and it launches the little guy into like a little spinning flying thing, and sometimes he helps you with what he sees, but you could also have it spin above, and then you can grab him and put him into certain tools to have other tools work and get fixed. Like everything kind of like stacks on each other. Like one of the things, it took me a second to find a battery for a drill, and then I had to charge the battery and then put the battery in the drill, but there's tools laying all over the sanctuary that I need for different instances and different like worlds that I go into. But it's cool because you can put stuff in, like the watch has an inventory, so you can put different tools and things in it and then travel to different worlds to like push more of what you're exploring. But it's good. Like I think the puzzles are challenging enough. I don't think that so far, I mean, I'm still not that far in the game, I feel, but I mean, I don't think they're that difficult, but they're difficult enough that like I am getting caught up on some of the things where I just be like, man, where the hell is that other solar panel that you need to like, you know what I mean? Just those kind of things. But I like that though.
That's
like
okay, because you get to explore the world a little more. It's a good challenge. You
explore the world, and then like I said, it's one of those things where I've noticed sometimes if I've been playing VR for too long or this game for too long, it's like I need to put it down and then come back with a fresh set of eyes and mind and solve it as well. But it's fun. It's got these moments that definitely are a little more action packed and a lot of puzzle solving and figuring out the story and what the hell's going on. It's very cool.
All right. Sounds good.
Love it.
All right. Well, that is it for games. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Yep.
And we don't
A
have many listener questions.
That's good.
We did want to remind everyone that next week we're going to be recording the NSFW episode. So get your questions in. You have only a week left to submit questions. And remember, only Patreons can listen to that episode.
Yep.
So become a patron.
Yep.
All right.
$5.
They're 100% complete secrets unless you give us $5.
Another thing I want to shout out is that I just launched a DLG vanilla server for Rust. All the information can be found on the Digital Logic Discord under the gaming channel. You can search DLG vanilla server on the modded server list in Rust and find it there, or you can find the information on the Discord and just see it and join it manually via IP address.
I think
So
I'm gonna have to
come check
play
it out
this.
and play.
If you're paying for something, I'm gonna have to come check it out. Come on, Bobby.
Rust? I don't think so.
Oh man. Well, there's not gonna be all the craziness if
some
we have our
Rust.
own server.
Yeah, no, it's not the craziness that I'm worried about.
It's a
I'm
survival
just-
building crafting game, dude.
I don't think you're gonna play this either, dude. Like,
I'm gonna try it though.
I don't know.
Have you ever
Vanilla,
played
I don't
Rust?
know. Like, there's only like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
3 people on it right now. So
But I mean, we were playing like version like 0.3 or something like that.
yeah, no. When you
come a
guys
long
played,
time
it was
ago. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
It's fun with
Yeah.
a good group of people.
All right, what do we got?
All right. First question from Orconius. He's got a link here to an article titled "Stalker Developer Issues Statement on Russian Invasion of Ukraine." And he says, "I don't ever recall a war impacting a game being developed of this stature. At this juncture, is DLG willing to use the DLG bump to force peace in Ukraine? Will there be a Putin interview anytime soon?"
I thought are we not voting for the Russians? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's
You're about
bad.
to get fucking killed, dude.
I know. Everybody was like, I sucked the energy out of it.
box jellyfish poison dart hits Emilio in the neck.
I say, go home.
You're too drunk.
Yeah, it's bad. Stop it. Please.
Yeah.
Stop doing bad things. It is nice seeing, I've been watching the coverage, and I'm sure it's, I'm watching. War now is crazy because everybody has a cell phone and people that are actually there recording shit, and you can see what's going on, Like, I saw a girl, she's like hiding in her car, and next scene, she's showing her dead mom and another Ukrainian soldier, and then back to herself, and it's insane. Like, you're seeing it from the front lines, and war has never been like this. We've been playing we've been seeing these other wars go on where, in Afghanistan and stuff, where like you don't know who the good guy is. There's no front lines. It's not your traditional war.
Well, propaganda is a lot harder to
Yeah.
maintain and push when you've got a lot of
Absolutely.
people showing, like, their perspective as
Yeah.
it's going on in real time.
And
yeah.
the problem is getting that stuff into Russia so that people can see it. But I guess Anonymous hacked Russian TV and put on what I'm talking about straight into their TV.
Yep.
So they're doing some great work over there at Anonymous.
So they, and a couple of other things to like. I can't talk about work stuff, obviously, but some other things to take away from this war is that we're seeing a lot of different things in this war, as far as how information really plays a part in it. So obviously, the numbers really show that Ukraine should have lost in the first 12 hours. Like, they should have just been completely wiped off the board. But the fact that they've lasted this long is like a testament to them and their fighting prowess, and glory be to Ukraine and all
Strong
that stuff.
people, dude.
And they should keep fighting and all the power to them. But the fact that all the information that has been being fed to them and assisting them, and all the troop movement information has been really, really helping them. And that stuff and that information, even with like old tech, even with old guns, even with old weapon like missile launchers and all that stuff, it is all effective with just information.
That's making the difference.
It's making a huge difference
Because everybody's
Absolutely.
satellites are all aimed and helping Ukraine, and everybody shut Russia out and giving them no info. So
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. The other thing too is like I feel like I don't want to get super political, but like I feel like the Russian military, they don't hate Ukrainians. It's hard to go over there and like kill a bunch of people that look just like you and used to be part of your country. I don't know how many years ago, and like, and we have they haven't been fucking with us. We're just going over there to fuck with them, and the Ukrainians are defending their country. So one is like motivated by holding their people and culture together, and the other one is slightly motivated by one person's motivations. And so you see a lot of people just abandoning their posts, leaving their whole convoys just empty, just walking away. I saw some tanks got stuck in the mud. They just left them and walked away. Like there's no motivation for the Russians other than, capital punishment or whatever if they catch everybody, but they're not going to catch them all.
Yeah. Let's not spend too much time talking about it. It's obviously doesn't have to do too much about gaming. One thing I do want to bring up about it as far as like how it does pertain to gaming, which is kind of annoying. I linked it into the highlights section, but I forgot to talk about it, where people review bombing games due to like political differences from like China and stuff like that. And developers review they review bombing games because I forgot what game it was.
I think you're referring to This War of Mine. So they had something set up to where some of the proceeds of the money you spend buying the game would go to support Ukraine.
Exactly, that's what it was. And it got reviewed by it got review bombed by a bunch of Chinese reviewers, and fortunately, I learned this the other day. Steam actually has anti-review bomb systems, and it's actually pretty cool. If they see a huge influx of reviews coming from a certain region, or just a huge amount of reviews coming in, and they're just like really saying the same exact thing, or they're just really suspicious in general, the system will flag those reviews and invalidate them or go to a manual review.
Yeah. It'll slow down the process for sure.
Yeah.
And that'll happen when, it's been a while where, a company does something that people don't like, and then that's not fair to the game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Next question from Zap. What's a hobby that you've always wanted to get into but haven't because of time or money?
Zap, I'm glad you let me have an opportunity to talk about Magic the Gathering because I never get to. The reason I stopped, I consider Magic the Gathering the greatest game that's ever been created. Better than whatever, chess or Monopoly or whatever else you might put in there. It's just too expensive. And that's why I like Magic the Gathering Arena. Like, you can play Magic the Gathering Arena for free if you play a lot. But, yeah, so that's my answer. I can play again because it doesn't cost as much when you're playing with fake cards.
Yeah, but I feel like he's asking what's a hobby that you've wanted to get into.
Yeah, it was Magic the Gathering for like 15 years, dude, and I just got back into it because there's a virtual version of it. I've always wanted to play.
Yeah, but you did play.
But I stopped.
Okay.
I wouldn't have stopped if
All
I
right.
could afforded it.
All right. Well, mine was parasurfing.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
A real
I
answer.
don't have money or time for parasurfing because it takes a lot to be able to do that. So in Michigan, typically around May on Lake Michigan, normally is like a lot of different groups that will come and they have these kind of like surfboards and the like parasailing stuff, like a big glider. And they set it up and then they go, because we do get some really big waves on the Great Lakes, because the Great Lakes are so huge that they essentially, they look like the ocean. In cases of like Lake Superior, it behaves a lot of times like the ocean. And so typically around May, it's really windy in Michigan, and on Lake Michigan, you can get some really big waves. So there's groups of people that will show up and they'll just go parasurfing the whole time, which is sick. And so I've talked to a few.
Fun.
It looks fun. It looks crazy. They get so much air as well. Like talk about. I remember growing up, people would always be like, "Oh, you know, if you could have a special ability or superpower, what would it be?" And for me, it's always fucking flying. Flying every goddamn day, dude. Flying would be like swimming, but like above the water. Love it. That's why I love swimming, dude, because I feel like I'm flying. But so
Seems like something you say on psychedelics.
Let me explain.
Like, flying is like swimming, but like above the water.
Whoa.
Rianne asked me the other day, she's like, if you could have any superpower, what could you have? And I was like, yeah, flying. I would love to fly. And she said, oh, mine would be healing all the people who are sick and are going to die. I was like, oh, okay. Well, fine, I guess.
She basically just walked up to you and called you a selfish prick.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen here, you asshole.
I'm with you. I'm with you, buddy. But yeah, parasurfing looks really cool, but it's so expensive. Like I talked to a few people that do it. One, it takes a lot of training. Like they were telling me that the way that they trained is they got these like sport kites that kind of function the same way, and then they'll wear rollerblades and go into a parking lot on a really windy day, and they have the wind pull them around on rollerblades, and they get used to that because you have to train your body and your coordination to be able to actually go with the wind. And then on top of it, there's a whole surfing element. So like you definitely need a ton of time. These people train for years to be able to just even lift off. And so you know, it takes a lot of work. And then, like I said, it's so expensive. She was telling me that, like, the cheapest, like, glider that you could find, just the, you know, the fabric, that's not even, like, the handle, that's not the surfboard, that's not, you know, what they need with all of that stuff, but just the fabric is, like, $3,000. Like, it's just, it's crazy. It's such an expensive sport. But, I mean, look at how sick that is.
Are you talking about, like, parasailing or
parasurfing?
Kiteboarding?
I guess kiteboarding. Kiteboarding.
Okay.
It's definitely called parasurfing in Michigan, but like, yeah, kiteboarding would be the same thing.
There was a little while there in my party days where I was spending a lot of time in Cabo San Lucas, and my buddy was the Baja California champion 3 years in a row for kitesurfing, and also like the manager of the hottest club in. To talk about the amount of pussy this guy was getting, it was insane. He had like abs on his pecs, the kind of situation.
Oh, damn.
You know what
abs
I mean?
on abs,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
He had abs outside of his bag of abs.
Yeah, and then you know you just see some of his videos and you're like, oh yeah, I'd fuck you too, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, any hobby you wish you could learn?
As weird as this sounds, I would pursue deep sea fishing. You just don't have enough time to go out at 4 a.m, and I don't have enough fucking money to have a boat to go in the fucking sea. So, yeah.
Then you need all the diving equipment and the certifications with it too. Yeah, that's another good one though.
Yeah, no, so yeah, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, no, that's what I do.
Okay. This is a hard question for me to answer, honestly, because I feel like I always do take up any hobby. Anything I have a remote interest in, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to learn that.
Yeah.
And it's not like I get really good at it or anything, but yeah, I kind of overextend myself trying to do too many extracurriculars. But I don't know, sailing, that's something I haven't done. Flying a plane, that'd be cool.
That's super expensive.
Yeah.
You got to get those hours in, and you have to pay for every one of those hours. It's fucking pricey. All right.
Okay.
Way to suck out the energy of the show, Zap. No. I guess next week I will be playing. I really want to play Warhammer. I really do, Nick. It's not that I'm.
Why are you talking to me like I made the fucking game, dude?
Because you've been promoting it like you made it for the 6 months, dude.
It finally came. I feel like I'm at home. I play the game. It's nice. I can't wait for the big version to come out so I can play it some more. I can't wait for Chaos Dwarves to come out so the final race can be revealed, and then I will be happy. I will be truly happy in this world. I'm just kidding.
Besides that, yeah, just that. How long is Next Fest going on? Chris, did I miss the boat?
I don't know, man. It seems like there's always demos out.
Yeah,
now.
there's always demos.
Yeah.
There's just like an influx during Next Fest.
Yeah, I don't think they have
I think just like a lot of new ones come out during Next Fest. I don't know if they actually go away.
Ends tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
No, I'm busy.
Cram all your demos in today.
Days, everything on. Obviously, you're going to be playing Wanderer.
Yep, I'm gonna be burning more holes into my eyes, dude, with VR. Man, plug me in.
How long do you have to wait before your eyes reset so you can play some more?
It depends how much I care about them that day, dude. Like, I've played VR for probably like 3.5 hours today, and I think it's too much. My eyes hurt.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not gonna
hurt
get
now.
better. They hurt now. Yeah. They hurt all the time.
Dude,
like,
by
now
the
they
way,
kinda hurt.
her eyes hurt. And still, rave review for the product.
Yeah.
Think about that, dude.
I'm just pissed
Think
my
about
body can't fucking keep up with what I want my mind to do. I want my mind to not be in this reality.
myself to VR. This weak flesh cannot keep up.
Give me the VR fucking pill, Morpheus. Come on. I want to be in the simulation.
Oh, boy.
I'm getting yelled at, guys. I got to get out of here. Bobby, what are you playing next week?
This means Warp. Probably going to check out the demo, maybe pick it up. I don't know. We'll see. Also, I'm getting my new MacBook Pro in on Tuesday, I think. And I don't know. I might just try some gaming out on that if I have some time.
Did you go with just a brand new one straight up?
Yeah, it's the M1X. It's the new one that came out in October.
Nice.
Yeah, so should be able. I mean, it's not a gaming laptop, but it's going to be way better than my 7-year-old MacBook Pro.
Are you going to be able to switch for your editing between that and like your PC or whatever you were trying to set up?
Yeah. I got the KVM set up. It's not really that elegant of a solution. It's a lot of button pushing on the on-screen display for the monitor, but it works.
All right. Speaking for Nick, Chris, Amanda, Bobby, and myself, next titties. Bye. Boom, boom, boom. I gotta go, guys.
Demo titties.
I gotta go too, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. Wow.
Later, man.
Everyone's gone before the theme music even hits.
Wow.